Hello everyone, I'm very happy to participate in the GeoIgnite conference this year. My name is Melody Rosdahl. I'm currently managing international partnerships for Business Geographic. And what I'm going to share with you today is a brief overview of our company, since we relatively recently opened an office in Canada to add to our European base. And to respond to the challenging theme of the conference, I chose to show you how the Government of Canada uses our technology to reach out and stimulate innovation, creating a fair and efficient marketplace. So to give you a quick overview of who Business Geographic is, I'll start with the group which we are a part of, which is called Serial Group. It is made of 3 complementary business units. One unit offering hosting facility as it manages its very own highly certified data center, and 2 other units developing software. One, Serial, dedicated to developing software for public administrations for financial and human resource management, and Business Geographic, dedicated to Geographic Information Systems. With a total of 40 years of experience in software development, we count today a little bit less than 400 collaborators working from 10 different offices in France and Canada. And our client base spans from very small municipalities to very large national institutions and corporate groups. Our activities generated last year about 37 million euros, of which 15% were invested in research and development to make sure that our tools follow and sometimes even anticipate needs of the market and technological trends. So if we look closer at Business Geographic, we are a team of 160 people dedicated to GIS, and we started in the early 2000 providing GIS solutions to the French market. We've built strong both technological and business partnerships through the years and globally. And the fields we keep our focus on are the development of modern solutions which are user-friendly and relevant to the duties that our customers need to carry out. Now, to ensure this, we have a team of ergonomists working closely with our product owners during the development phase and ongoing, of course, development. Because we strongly believe that geoinformation should be accessible to everyone, both in the creation process and its use, we offer multi-user solutions to manage all kinds of networks, that is, water, telecommunication, electricity, road networks. And finally, our teams are backed up by experts in statistics to provide geomarketing tools and services. Now, the key word is modern. You may want to ask, how so? Well, we like to think that we are redefining geographic information systems. As we are conscious of the increasing and overall presence of geographic information in every organization, we also know that there will never be enough experts in each and every one of them for it to leverage its full potential. This is why our company takes special care in providing end users with solutions which are user-friendly and relevant to their day-to-day business. Our main full web GIS platform can be customized in full autonomy and augmented by a series of modules. The idea here is to allow users to start small and adapt the platform according to their business needs as they grow. And because we can offer hosting facilities to our clients, our software is both available as a service and on-premise. Having said that, I'm going to focus on several key businesses which we are providing software to give you concrete examples. To illustrate this, I will show you a few cases which are supported by our technology. My first example here will be for the public sector, which uses our platform to share open data via web mapping applications to serve the needs for open communication with citizens and visitors alike. And here you have the example of the integration of our map component within the official website of the Greater Paris Area Society. It helps visually anticipate the benefits which will be brought by the new train line, which will circle Paris once these colossal works will be over. And finally, moving from trains to roads, we see now a road monitoring application maintained by the government of Guinea to see and help plan road maintenance actions according to priorities. We address the private sector with tailored geo-marketing solutions to help expand markets in various industries. Easy Retail is the online geo-marketing solution especially made for retailers and brands looking for managing and optimizing their network development. This solution allows users to quickly put in use the market research that we elaborate for them to better understand their estimated turnover, their key success factors, but also put in use exclusive business and real estate data we built within our marketing and research development department to qualify premises, find the best possible location for a store, taking into account factors such as visibility, accessibility, and competitive pressure. Retail is a simple and intuitive solution which can be wide-branded to respect each and every client's graphic charter. To offer complex industries top-notch solutions, we offer Netgeo to the telecom industry. Netgeo is one of our latest solutions for a fiber network deployment on the French market, and it is also being used in other countries in Europe and Africa. The Netgeo software is the result of 20 years of partnerships with professionals and telecommunication specialists, and these are network and city operators, network builders. And through this solution, we aim at conceiving geocentric tools focused on describing accurately the physical structure of the networks, collecting information, as well as offering a clear user interface with not only maps, but also dynamic schemas showing live cable connection information. The solution supports all kinds of fiber architecture, that is point-to-point, G-point, in case of FTTX deployment, backbone, 4 and 5G antenna network. It is also able to handle hybrid networks too. The system allows you to create information about any telecom asset from buildings and cables to splice boxes and patch cords. Now, our indoor mapping system allows to describe and retrieve positions of assets in complex sites such as railways, railway stations, and data centers. Now, working with Netgeo Telecom means navigating between your telecom assets to display from any point on your network all the telecom routes passing through either as a trace on a map or a circuit in a schema. Knowing immediately which services and customers are associated with a fiber route or by the port of an equipment is crucial in case an issue is happening actually on the network. The goal also with Netgeo is to allow non-GIS experts to create assets, navigate into the collected data, and fill in complex information to provide in real time the status of telecom networks. So my last point before moving to show you the Community Information Database of Canada is a short introduction to Geoclip, which namely supports the CID of the government. Geoclip is a software designed to create web portals dedicated to the sharing of geolocalized statistical information. The purpose of setting up such portals is to promote the analysis of territorial data sets, bringing their insights to citizens, decision makers, representatives, and journalists alike. And because it is designed by statisticians, a great deal of effort has been made to offer a solution which guides the user and respects standard rules of graphical representation. Today, Geoclip is being used in a wide variety of public structures, such as cities, provinces, ministries, which are able to reach out to multiple stakeholders thanks to a single entry point, a Geoclip observatory. So let's take a look at one of them, which has been set up by the Canadian Ministry of Innovation, Science and Economical Development. So the Community Information Database is a fully responsive, dynamic and interactive web application, granting a set of territorial indicators covering different topics such as population, housing, health, agriculture, and many more. This observatory was set up to promote key statistical information and share statistical data at different geographical layers. The website is designed so as to target statisticians, but it should also benefit non-experts who are interested in accessing pre-processed and visually appealing statistics to understand the country's dynamics. Because this database is a living one, new data is currently being processed and will be made available online as soon as the process is completed. As the majority of Geoclip websites, the Community Information Database offers 4 different workspaces to visitors. The indicators are within the indicator workspace, and that is the main section of the application, and it allows to display several statistics on a map, print and export maps, tables and graphs. The reports workspace allows you to create reports related to different territories. The zoning workspace allows to explore and compare between different geographical layers. Last but not least, the external data workspace allows visitors to add their own indicators using their own data and combining it with indicators provided in the Community Information Database. So let's take a quick look at the first section, which is the indicator workspace. As you can see, the center of the screen is dedicated to the map display, where you can visualize statistics at a chosen geographical mesh. The map is dynamic. You can zoom in and out as you wish, or select an area using a frame, or select an area, like I just did. On the left, you will see the control panel, which allows you to control visualization, choosing between different indicators in a tree structure. Once we select indicators, they will be listed in a basket here. Indicators in the basket can be toggled on and off as you wish. Each indicator is further described in an information sheet where you will find the description of the indicator. You will also find, of course, the source it comes from, some statistics, and in some cases you will find also an external link to either some further documentation or some actual data, raw data. We can here also easily delete the indicator if we no longer want to display it. In a section dedicated to geography, one has the ability to build a drop-down list in order to add some other geographical layers. That's also from here that you can navigate between the different administrative boundaries. Let's reload now a couple of indicators. Let's say I want to see population change through the years. Let's add some extra information, such as, let's say, housing, the percentage of occupied dwelling, which is rented. That would be another correlate map. Actually, I'm not fond of this one, so I will delete it, because I would like to show you 2 different kinds of symbology. Let's add another indicator to show you how 2 different kinds of indicators can overlap each other in terms of symbology. If we look at the population, the total population is now displayed as circles, which color is being on the fly adapted to the background analysis. So that's how clever the tool is. You don't have to make any choice. From the time you have made one choice, then all the other colors, they adapt to that one according to strict graphical standards. On the right-hand side, you have the legend of the different indicators that you're displaying. And we're actually giving a free hand to the user to adapt the color of the palette, the color palette for its map. So I can switch to orange blues if I would like so, purple greens, and here you see that automatically my circles have become orange. The user can also define on his own which statistical method will be used or should be used on the data. And the data is recalculated according to each and every chosen method. I can manually change the number of ranges that should be displayed for the analysis. And this gives completely new results calculated on the fly. Let's see here, I can also choose to display or not some of the ranges. I can also work on the setting of the symbols, such as the sphere, for example, that I have now displayed. Let's say I would like to have circles rather than spheres. Joule executes the command instantly. If I go on square, I can also have squares. Now that we've customized our map, we can export it as an image file in PNG format, SVG format, or generate a PDF file. We can also choose to print it. Oh, here comes the PDF file. Here in the PDF file editing interface, you can change the layout of the document, move around the blocks. You can even have an extra comment here. You can change the orientation of the document to have it printed in a landscape mode. We can also change the size of the paper to print on. We can also insert the map in a web page, simply copy, pasting this code here, and share it through social media. We're now going to choose another indicator where we have more information through the years. Let's say housing ownership, and I will use this indicator, which is the percentage of occupied private dwelling, which was rented in 2011. Here I have a little arrow, which tells me that I have several years of information. I can either just select the year and then the data will be updated on the map, or I can also choose to activate the animation slider. Here the processing is going on to prepare for the movie. Now that the movie is ready, I can slide back and just click the button, start the movie. And the movie's on. The summary tab over here generates a report based on each indicator that is in your basket. You see the type of representation of the graph adapts to the indicator itself. At the top of the report, you have key numbers for that very indicator. You can decide to display the 10 first areas or the 10 last areas where population changes have been in the wrong direction, meaning people leaving these areas. If I know I have some indicator somewhere in this tree, but I don't remember exactly in which section it is, I can actually simply use the search tool here to find the indicator I'm looking for. Here, I would like to display influence zones in metropolitan influence zones. That is a typology kind of representation, which is here, now available on screen. Now, if I look at the summary for that indicator, I see that if I choose it, that now I have up high. I'll change, should I like to have ranks instead of having up high to see the distribution. In these reports, we have the full documentation for each indicator. The table button over here creates a table containing all the data, raw data, that has been called to create the application. I can sort them in ascending or descending order. The data can also be filtered according to any criteria you would like to add here on the left-hand side of the screen. I can say that I'd like to have a selection made only of subdivisions which accounted for more than 500,000 inhabitants in 2006. I apply the filter and my list, which contained more than 5,000 subdivisions covering the whole of Canada, has been filtered and displays now only 9 subdivisions. Should you like to export this result, there's also an option for that, where you can even decide to export the whole data set or only the filtered table that you just created. There are several options regarding formats. You can export it as an Excel file, as an open document, CSV, or copy to clipboard. The last button, Map here, allows us to compare either 2 values or 2 areas. Here, the 2 maps are linked together, meaning that if I choose a zone that I would like to see on one map, the area is automatically triggered over the same area on the second map. If I like to see 2 different areas, I can also disable the link button here in the geography section and start moving around in one of the maps without impacting the other one. So I can navigate manually using these buttons over here, but I can also search for an area. Let's say I would like to go to Montreal on the second map. I can easily type in Montreal. And here it is. I have instantly been transported to Montreal. So I can actually choose to compare either 2 different areas or 2 different indicators in this workspace. I can also add to my maps the table related to those maps, where you have several pages available on the right. And also choose to have the map and the summary meaning the report, the statistical report. Let's go back now to the single view and search here for Montreal again. Here it is. I'm going to remove now my indicators displayed to see clearly only the area of Montreal that I have selected. So here I have only Montreal selected, but I can also add another area, third one if I like, and you can see on the right-hand side that the number of divisions is updated here. Now that I have done so, I can look at the summary and see that the 3 areas are actually here, found in my table. And all the data has been filtered only on those 3 locations. And here, the 3 areas are being highlighted in the table. I can choose to define a radius and apply it around Montreal so that I now include in my selection other subdivisions. Another possibility is for you to select an area which is known as an encompassing zone. Let's take a look at the labor market area for 2011, Montreal, and see what selection that gives us. Here you go. Now if I move back to my indicator for population, I can see that on the legend, I have an extra line which displays the number for the population, the size of the population, only regarding my selection. So I have the national value and the selected value. Now that I'm happy about my map, I can save my work here. I can bookmark all the loaded indicators as well as the current geographical selection. I can, if I'd like, only save the geographical selection. I can save my study and share it. It includes all the important data and also retains the parameters of thematic analysis. Or I can, again here, copy-paste this line of code and embed my map in another website. I have now enabled all three, the selection on Montreal, but I also have the total population of the country by subdivision and the population change rate on the map. Now let's look at the report section, which is interesting because it will summarize these indicators in the form of graphs. And what we have here is an automated study comparing Montreal and Canada as a whole. In the report workspace, you will also find panel on the left-hand side where you have also a tree structure, which we will call chapters. So this report is called Area Profile, and we have different chapters that we can navigate between in order to generate insights into other topics, population by language, and we're still comparing Montreal to Canadian values for the whole country. Migration and mobility, employment. You can see that all kinds of graphs and tables are generated on the fly. You can see that graphs are actually dynamic. If I'd like to see another parameter, I can simply choose it. Same here, in all the graphs. Now I'm comparing Montreal to the whole of Canada, but I can also change the comparison zone here and search for example, Vancouver. Here it is. And then I will be comparing Montreal to Vancouver. If I changed my chapter, same here, Montreal is compared to Vancouver. I can extend the area, because let's say I don't want only Vancouver, but all the labor market around Vancouver as a comparison to Montreal. And here we know we have a study area which compares Montreal with Vancouver, with the labor market of Vancouver. So in a second, all the graphs are updated according to the extent to geographical footprint that is selected. I can choose to change my comparison zone thanks to the map. So let's look. Let's look now again at the census subdivision for 2011. Okay, so this is Vancouver. This is my initial zone of comparison. But let's say that now I'd like to select, let's say, West St. Paul. West St. Paul is selected. And now, if I look at my report, it is instantly adapting to the comparison zone. Just like with the maps, I can print reports, either all reports or export the data if I wish. Here it is. I have, in a second, all the data that's in my report exported. Now the report is here, ready to be printed. Comparing Montreal and East St. Paul. Another workspace which is very nice for users to play with is the external data workspace, where the user can actually copy-paste its own indicators and start mapping in an interactive map with just a simple copy-paste of its data. It can also use all the functionalities that the Geoclip administrators have on the front end. That means they can export and print their work, share it on social media if they would like so. Let's sum up a bit what we've seen with Geoclip. We've seen an online geostatistical observatory which offers a set of tools to explore, analyze, compare, and represent geolocalized indicators on a map. The interface offers extensive possibilities for interaction, organized and to allow a gradual flow of information through dedicated workspaces, the indicator, the reporting, the zoning, and the external data workspace. And a few keywords to take away would be, I think, responsive, interactive, accessible, and educational. So as I'm about to run out of time, I hope this peeking into the community information database has triggered an interest in you and that you will explore it yourself when you have the chance. Remember, new data is coming up. I thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to hearing your questions, should you have any. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome. Hi, Melody. Let's just make sure that we got your mic up and running. Yes. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you so much for that excellent presentation. I have to say, as a GIS specialist, what a breath of fresh air it is to see a product like this. I'm sure myself and others are also asking themselves, how can we do a test run? How do we get in touch to figure out to get our hands on this or something like that to start playing with this? How would that happen?
Well, just feel free to share my contact with the attendees. I will be happy to get them started with it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I've been doing GIS for 20 years, and it's always great to see another perspective in approaching data. The census data that you were using and being able to manipulate it very easily. That's fantastic. We as a community are always getting better at being able to handle data and access it and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to see that. Could you mind telling us, because I know you guys are, you were with us at GeoIgnite last year. We appreciated that. I know the community really got a lot out of engaging with Business Geographic and your work. But maybe you could tell us a little bit, what are your customers saying about this product and the work?
Well, about Geoclip, well, our customers are really happy to be able to set up such portals in such a fairly little amount of time. That's mainly what once the data is processed and is ready to be injected into Geoclip, then it's a real pleasure and it's very easy and quickly done. The job is done, just and accessible. in a very nice way to just everybody. So that's
how quick is it possible to get up and running if you have your data ready?
But it can be from within 2 hours. You can have a portal, and for very more data, complicated data that needs to be processed, and maybe the end result is a bit different, then it may be a couple of days. But it's really it depends on each and every project, but it can be as quick as a couple of hours.
That's fantastic. I see this as being very interesting to municipal clients potentially, as well as agencies. We have at GeoIgnite a lot of government and at different levels of participation. If you can see that from the attendee list. I think that I think we're probably going to start seeing maybe some Geoclip stuff. Some more people picking it up. There is a question from the audience. It's I think you've piqued the interest of one of our student participants. They're asking if is it possible for students to somehow work.
Yeah, well, we do work with universities. The last one who made the step was the University of Geneva. So they're setting up Geoclip early September. So the project will start, and one of the idea is to give students access to the tool, so that they can, have a different view over geospatial analysis than what is traditionally taught in universities, and maybe work on the mapping, but also on the statistics side together with that tool. So that's I would say that any teacher who would be interested, professors would be interested in having the tool used by their students is most welcome to contact me. That's something that's already going on.
And I actually would be interested for the Go Geomatics community. We have groups across Canada, and we don't do a lot of work with our own data, but recently some of the community have been asking me about the possibility of doing some projects online. Maybe we'll connect after. We can talk about that. We also work with universities here in Canada and colleges and have good relationships with them. That's what it's about. We in the times of COVID, it's about the art of the possible. I think you're joining us from France, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty late at night there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 9 o'clock. That's
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Well, thank you so much. And for everybody, Business Geographic is one of our presenting partners, and being a presenting partner is instrumental. It allows us to be able to continue to do things like bringing the community together and having a vendor neutral event, which is really important. But we do want to support our presenting partners and our sponsors. So I think we're coming up very soon on a hard stop. I would say if anybody's as interested as me, and I think there's probably going to be quite a few people, Melody's contact information and the information for Business Geographics is on the geoignite.ca website. So that's going to be probably your first stop to go there and get some information. So I'll just close out. We've got a 15-minute break. It's been so great having you with us, Melody, and seeing something new and something interesting on the GIS side. So thanks again. I'll see everybody in about 15 minutes for our Future of the Canadian Geospatial Sector event.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melody. Bye-bye.
Bye.